with Diamond King Baseball Training. Just wanted to put up a quick video. Just kind of, I get asked a good bit, and I know it's something that a lot of people deal with. So I wanted to kind of put my thoughts up on it, and that is really just in general dealing with umpires. So most people, are not a big fan of umpires in general, and it's normally about strike zones and all of that. And most of the people that kind of ask me how they think or how I think they should go about it are really in like the 10, 11, 12, 13-year old age group. And as you probably know, if you play in those age groups or if you have played in those, the umpires can be pretty bad. And it's for two reasons. The first one is going to be they're trying to help the pitcher. At those ages, the pitchers have more trouble throwing strikes, so the zone itself has to be a little bit bigger. So as a hitter, you need to realize that, and going into these games, you need to know and expect that you're going to have some calls made on you that aren't really strikes. You just have to get over it. There's no need in, sulking about it. That's not going to get you anywhere. You have to know it going in. If you've watched any of my other videos, I actually have one talking about having an approach going into the box. So at this age group, perfect example. Go ahead and start working on your approach. What is your approach going to be? Well, it should be looking for good strikes to hit, preferably a fastball. So that's why it's so important, especially at this age, that if you get a good pitch to hit, if you get one that's going to be a strike or close to a strike on your first pitch and it's a fastball, jump on it. The longer you wait in these counts, the more likely you're going to get rung up on a ball in the dirt, a ball in your eyes, a ball in the other batter's box, and that's only going to make you upset. So those are kind of my thoughts on it. There's no need as a parent to argue with the umpire. There's no need as a parent to holler out anything at umpires. As a player, you definitely don't need to be saying anything to the umpire, especially at that age. You see the pros on TV kind of talking and, kind of going back and forth with an umpire. To me, that's a little different. They're both being paid in that situation. So, as a player, I don't think you should disrespect an umpire ever. But when you're a pro, you can have a little talk with them. It's a little bit different. But as a young player coming up, you shouldn't ever be talking balls and strikes with an umpire unless, what I would do, in high school, college, that sort of thing. I'll just straight up ask the umpire, hey, was that kind of catching the corner? Did that have a good bit of the plate? Because I see what I think I saw, but I want to know what he's seeing just so I know, kind of how much to expect him to call that kind of pitch again. If it's a little change up away to me and I thought it barely caught the corner, I'll say, hey, Blue, did that catch a good bit of the plate, or, kind of where was that at? I'm just curious. I'm just trying to see the ball. And, they'll talk to you and let you know, hey, that kind of caught a piece, or, hey, that got a good bit of the plate. If he says that, no matter what I thought, now I know, okay, if I get one that's generally over that way again, I got to swing because he's saying that caught a good bit of the plate. So that's kind of the thoughts on it. But, as a young player, you're going to get those bad umpires. I mean, I've been called out on strikes many, many times on pitches that were in my eyes and the other batter's box, whatever the case is. When that happens, you just tip your cap, move on to the next one, put it behind you. Learn from it, so then next time up, early in the count you need to be aggressive, find something that you can get a good, swing on, and take a hack. And then if you get two strikes on you, you can go two ways, and I tell my guys this. You can either get two strikes on you and then expand the zone super huge and fight, or you can keep it realistic and only swing at strikes. So if you're doing that, if you're doing the second option, that's really going to help you better long term. Might not help your team at that point if you're taking, strike three calls and you refuse to swing at them, but, you can make the argument both ways. I would say it depends more on the situation. If you're in a travel tournament, and you guys are trying to win, I suggest getting up there and battling and doing whatever you can to get on base. If it's just kind of a rec league and you're really trying to get yourself better and you went into the season saying, I really want to focus on having good at bats and swinging at strikes, then, it's a little different story. But those are the two ways I suggest doing it. I would say, the best way, just so you don't get labeled as a not team player, is your first two strikes, only swing at strikes. Once you get two on you, go ahead and expand that zone to what you know that umpire is calling. But I never will tell you to go up there and, argue with umpires or any of that. That's not respecting the game. Especially when you're young, you don't want to get in that habit of doing that kind of stuff. Umpires these days aren't having it. They're not, letting it ride. If you say anything to the umpire, they'll throw you out. So that's definitely not going to help your team. It's definitely not going to help you get recognized. It's not going to help you move up. So, like I've kind of drilled in, I preach hunt fastballs early in the count. If you do that, especially at a young age, you shouldn't really get in these two strike situations. If you're up there looking for good strikes to hit and you're taking advantage of them, you should be out of the box before you ever get two strikes on you. So y'all keep that in mind. Don't ever argue with umpires, even parents. Don't argue. You're not going to benefit anything. Leave it to your coaches. Your coaches need to go out there, have a word with them, talk with them, figure out what's going on. Most of the time, like I said, the umpires have expanded the zone on purpose, and because the pitchers can't throw strikes. They're struggling to throw strikes, or you got time limits on your games. So normally those two factors are kind of why the umpires expand it that way. It's just part of the game at that age. It's something you have to get used to, play through, try to learn from different mistakes, and it's only going to help you as you get older. Now, even in high school, college, all that stuff, you're still going to get umpires that are calling balls, way off the plate. Like I said, it's part of the game. So you just got to learn from everything that you can and try to get better each and every single day. I hope y'all had a great Memorial Day weekend. Now it's time. Hunker back down. Let's grind. Let's get after it. Y'all keep working. Subscribe to my channel. Like my videos. Share them with people. I'm here for you guys. I want to give y'all everything I didn't have when I was coming up. So y'all stay tuned. Have a great day.